guys, we're doing another video, and today we're talking about Crash Bandicoot. Why are we talking about Crash Bandicoot? And that is because the Crash fanboys are crying and whining. Okay, I made a video where I covered this week and basically debunked it, said that Crash Bandicoot was in Super Smash Bros. But of course, the Crash fans, they're desperate because they have had 5 chances to get Crash and Smash, but he's still not in the game. I said all the way back last year at the end of 2020, saying that Crash is not guaranteed for Smash Bros. But these guys had it in their head that Crash was gonna be in Smash Bros. Because Rika said so. So they were saying, "Up, Crash is Smash Bros. Because 25-year plan, yeah, blah 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 blah." And even I used to be in that mindset. My old predictions, I'm scrapping them right now. I scrapped them when Pyro was announced because I said the last two because predicting Smash Bros is virtually impossible, and it is very hard to have a good track record because Sakurai, as I said, and Nintendo even are very unpredictable. Nintendo is very unpredictable as a game company. Okay, they put out characters that they want to put in, and Nintendo did choose these characters, not Sakurai. If it was Sakurai, we would have probably had an indie game character already. I also can't wait to see Void Irving be deconfirmed as a Mii costume, and I think they were expecting that to happen because I think it was gonna be revealed alongside a Namco Bandai owned character. And what did we get? We got a Namco Bandai owned character that was not Void Irving, which again was the most requested character. Okay, and again, if it was Sakurai, he probably would have picked Void Irving. Same thing with Dale. But the last couple of picks for Smash Bros, people have complained and sitted about. Even Sephiroth, which is universally accepted among most of the Smash Bros fandom, was completely sitted by Gene Oaks, the worst part of the Smash fandom, actually. Because Gene Oaks, all they did was throw a tantrum because their puppet was not revealed in the game. And now we're seeing the same thing with E3 2021. They were saying, but Crash has to be revealed because E3 and Banjo was revealed last time. Okay? Yes, Banjo was revealed last time. But Nintendo does not have to reveal a character every single time that is hugely requested. For example, E3 2014, they didn't reveal Pac-Man, but they revealed the Mii's. E3, the first reveal, yes, you guys did get your Mega Man because you guys really begged Nintendo to put him in the game, okay? But you also got Wii Fit Trainer. Yep, Wii Fit Trainer, which still Wii Fit Trainer, and these guys were crying because they believe in these patterns or rules, and that the main rule of Smash Bros. Is that every E3 there has to be a huge family requested character revealed at E3. That it was never a rule of Super Smash Bros. It was never a rule of Smash Bros. The next character I believe is going to be announced at the Tokyo Game Show. I think that will be the next big event. I'm probably not going to watch that, but I'm probably going to watch the trailer for the next character and react to the trailer. I probably would know who the character is. And probably shocked as the last 3 characters, but the last couple of Smash Bros. Characters, except for Min Min, were all actually incredibly good and fun additions. Okay, Steve, with the millennials who are obsessively request Crash Bandicoot and Smash Bros. Were crying and whining, especially on 4chan, because they were giving they were putting in a character for the kiddos. OMZ, a character for the kiddos. Yes, Steve is not exactly a perfect character competitively wise, but he's still a pretty fun character casually. And we have the addition of Sephiroth. Sephiroth was an amazing addition First of all, he had a second character for Final Fantasy, which was in dire straits of needed more representation after the already pitiful representation this master franchise got. Only gained 2 songs. Yeah, we all remember that? At least we got an extra 7 with Sephiroths, meaning that Final Fantasy got an extra stage, character, and 7 more songs. Songs as well, which most of them were Final Fantasy 7 songs. But then we have the addition of Pyra, which basically added Xenoblade 2 and basically everything to do with Xenoblade 2 in that game. And now we have Kazuya with a Kazuka or Kayuza, I still can't pronounce his name correctly. Basically, he was added, and he's gonna add Tekken, which is a very large fighting game franchise. If you look at sales, Tekken has actually sold more copies worldwide than, of course. And yeah, someone also told me that Master Chief would be a perfect fit for the last character because you have 2 characters that are primarily on PlayStation consoles, Sephiroth, which is basically everything with Final Fantasy 7, whereas again Final Fantasy 7 is on the Switch, but Final Fantasy 7 is mostly PlayStation, basically, or mostly related to PlayStation. Same thing with Tekken. Yeah, Tekken did come on the 3DS, did come out on the Wii U, but Tekken is not really on the Switch. There's no real Tekken game. I also made it on the games that should be on the Nintendo Switch. It's Tekken 7. I don't know why it's not on the Switch yet. Doesn't make any sense, like Persona 5 not being on the Nintendo Switch. But Crash is not guaranteed for Smash Bros. He is not guaranteed for the video game. Okay? The fact that they are crying and whining on 4chan and Twitter and Facebook is absolutely sad, and saying any character that isn't Crash Bandicoot is a wasted slot, which is absolutely ridiculous. Imagine if it would be the biggest F. I think that Master Chief is pretty likely for the last character because they'll give us 2 Microsoft characters, 2 Nintendo characters, and 2 PlayStation characters. I know Nintendo does not care about patterns. They just add whoever they want to put in the game. But it would make perfect sense. And they even said, Matt, they didn't outright deconfirm Master Chief for Smash Bros. They just deconfirmed Master Chief for E3, not Super Smash Bros. Because of which means if Master Chief which they're not really gonna tell you. But they said, yeah, Master Chief is not gonna be at E3. Like people didn't really read that. They said E3 specifically. They didn't say Smash Bros. But I think Master Chief would be a perfect character to save for last, given that Master Chief has to finish the fight, and it would be a perfect opportunity to exactly use that phrase. And I think the stupidest rule is that a character must be on a Nintendo console, even though Persona 5 wasn't really on a Nintendo console outside of Japan. Okay, it was, okay, because Smash Bros. Is worldwide, and Cloud is not really, Cloud and Sephiroth are not exactly known for being Nintendo's characters. And Kayuza was, yes, Tekken had 2 games on the 3DS and Wii U. Kayuza is mostly related to the PlayStation, not the Nintendo consoles. I actually look up Tekken games on the Switch, because I'm actually going to be very curious. Tekken games on Nintendo. Besides Tekken 3D and Tekken Tag Tournament 2 for the Wii U, which I know was on the Wii U because there's a crowd of 10 games on the Wii U because no one buys Wii U, basically. But this is the same thing with Xenox. I would laugh if they made Crash of Mega costume. That would be just the final nail in the coffin. Okay, Pokken Tournament, that doesn't really count. Oh, there's also a Tekken game on the Game Boy Advance too. I didn't even know that, but I know Tekken Tag Tournament and Tekken 3D Prime Edition were both on Nintendo consoles. Okay. I'm gonna look up Tekken. Tekken as a franchise. Has any other games there? But yeah, Tekken. More of them was released on the Wii U. But Tekken 7 should have been on the Switch. I don't know why it's not on the Switch. I know it came out in 2015. Which is probably the reason why, but so have at least been ported to the Switch in 2018 or 2019. Maybe Kayuza being added to Smash Bros. Might convince them to put the game on the Switch. But yeah, Tekken is a very, very big thing much bigger, and yeah. And hiatus is already a me cosm. I think that's a punishment for playing when places in crap styles, old styles, crap styles, battle royale. But yeah, I know Tekken 3D, Tekken Advance exists. So there has been a couple of Tekken games on Nintendo. Okay. But Tekken 7 should have been on the Nintendo Switch a long time ago. I don't know why they have not done that. That's the funny thing. Okay. Tekken should have been put on the Nintendo Switch. And if you really want to count Pokken as a Tekken game, technically they already have Pokken Tournament, but it's a Pokemon game. There's no Tekken characters in Pokken Tournament. So that game doesn't really count, but you can still count that as a Tekken game, as it's still a Tekken inspired game. But Tekken has really been only been on PlayStation consoles until very recently has been ported on the Xbox consoles and the Wii U. Yep, the Wii U. Okay, but Tekken games have not really been traditionally on Nintendo consoles. There was the occasional Advance and 3DS ports and the Wii U port, but they have not really been on many Nintendo consoles or being on free Nintendo consoles. But that whole rule of a character being on a Nintendo system is a completely stupid rule, which rules out a lot of characters that have only been on PC consoles. For example, let's just say, for example, TF2, which a lot of people really want to see TF2 in Smash Bros. But if we could go by the rules, TF2 is not on Nintendo consoles, which means TF2 sold heavy weapons guy will never be in Smash Bros. Because he is not on, he's only on PC. And of course the PS4, PS3, and 360 back in the day. But is Master Chief working for Smash Bros? I don't really think that. But they just said basically the same thing they said last time when the last character was revealed, Steve. So votes have been said he's gonna be in the game. So Master Chief is gonna be in the game. But I think that he might be the last character. Halo Community Director will probably request Master Chief and Smash Bros. But they have done it when Steve was announced. Okay, so we don't know who's the next character. Okay, Rosenberg claims Master Chief is in, and I don't really think Master Chief has been outright confirmed because they said Steve wouldn't be in the game, and guess who's in the game now? Steve's in the game now. Blah 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 blah. They said Ridley wouldn't be in the game, and Ridley's now in Smash Bros. And there's a lot, and Villager, Pac-Man, and various other characters were deconfirmed at some point, but will add into Smash Bros. So I think this whole thing of Halo Devil and Master Chief in Smash Bros. Is eventually means Master Chief will eventually be in Smash Bros. In some way and form. Whether it's this game or the next game. Okay, I think it's inedible at this point. But the fact that Crash fans are crying over Kaiuza's inclusion. Okay, that's how I pronounce his name. Kaiuza's inclusion is just absolutely sad and depressing. And yes, Crash is not guaranteed for Smash Bros. Nor is Master Chief. No character is guaranteed for Super Smash Bros. This is why so many people were disappointed with the lineup of the 2014 lineup for Smash Bros. Because if you look at the most requested characters, you had characters like Ashley, Crystal, and of course characters like Ashley, Crystal, Guillermo, Quam being announced, and Mewtwo returning, or Zoroark being added, but no, those characters were really added except for Mewtwo, and most of the most classic characters weren't really added except for Bowser Jr., you may say, but in the most requested characters, now you have characters like Crash Bandicoot. I bet they'll probably continue to the next game. But all the way back in 2014, we had characters like King K. Rool being requested massively, being actually the most requested character in Japan, when not being added into the game afterwards. And we have lots of characters that were fan requested all the way back in 2014 to 2015, such as Sante and King K. Rool, Banjo-Kazooie, Xeno, and Rayman. The only characters that actually made it in out of those five is King K. Rool and Banjo-Kazooie. Most of these other characters never really made it in, and only made it in as assist trophies and stuff like that. And I just find it sad that the rest of the requested characters are not are being added into the game. And yeah, actually, there's another. I will get up this one. It says, "Don't worry, you'll be in soon." They add Steve to Smash Bros. They add Steve to Smash Bros. And excuse me. And we see everywhere, we see the same characters over and over and over again. Like, for example, why do people want Isaac in Smash Bros. So badly, even though his game came out 20 years ago? And I don't really think Isaac's going to be added to Smash Bros. Anytime soon. Same thing with Shantae, considering her games don't really sell. I think the reason why people want to see her so bad is because of her, because they want to see her boobs and HD. Okay? That's the reason why, okay? But the most requested characters usually see the same characters. You don't really see a variety in characters. There's. And yeah, that's basically about this video. So who do you think is going to be the next character in Super Smash Bros? Who do you think will be the next character? I think it's very unlikely it's Crash. And that will make the Smash community angry because a lot of people still think that Crash is likely for Smash Bros. Like, really? No character is guaranteed for the game. Goodbye.